fill up some water first because we're going to talk about that and how important that is today. My friend Kara gave me this water bottle for Christmas. It was lovely. I think it is a large. I'm pretty sure it's like somewhere in like 30. Ooh. Maybe overfilled a little bit, like 30-ish, 30, I don't know, somewhere between 25 to 35 ounces of water in this bad boy. But of course they don't actually tell you, which is the only thing that bothers me about it. Yeah, it does not say. Okay, so welcome to my kitchen. So today I am gonna chat with you guys about a couple of things you can do starting today to improve your health. One of the most often asked questions when people are starting out is like, what can I start doing, right? Because we typically as humans want to like jump head first into the deep end, swan dive in, and then feel like we're drowning, right? Because we're trying to do too many things. And so my goal today is to communicate a couple of things to you that you can start doing today that will have a major impact and that aren't going to have you feeling like you're drowning, right? We want to make sure that we're doing things that are doable and that we can add to what we're, you know, our daily life right now without it feeling like we are overwhelmed. So we're going to go through, I'm going to pick 5. I'm going to pick 5 things for us to chat through. I think this way it is manageable. 5 things sounds good, right? Like it's not too many. It is like, okay, I can handle like 5 things, right? So we're going to go from there. So first thing we're going to talk about today, first thing, I'm really excited about this. This is my favorite thing to talk about is sleeping. So if you are a chronic undersleeper, meaning that you get less than 7 hours a night of sleep, you are considered underslept, right? So a lot of people think like 6 hours is still pretty good. 6 hours is really not great. At the point of sleep deprivation, that's 6 hours. So when studies are being conducted about sleep, when they call somebody sleep deprived, that means that they're getting 6 hours or less of sleep. So a lot of people think sleep deprived is like multiple nights at like 3 or 4 hours of sleep, which obviously, yes, is sleep deprived, but 6 hours of sleep is also considered sleep deprived. So if you are only sleeping 6 hours a night, or if you're like scraping the barrel like 7 hours, 7 hours is a minimum that I give my clients that we want to aim for. Sometimes things are going to go wrong. Sometimes things will be, you know, out of our control. Kiddos that are waking up in the middle of the night, working night shift, working 12-hour days, and then having to get up and be there again the next morning. So there are some things that are going to impact that. But for the most part, we want to be aiming for 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night, as much as we can. Bubba has decided he wants to join us. You want to come here? Come on. Oh. Now you don't want to, now you're nervous. Okay, maybe he doesn't want to join us. So 7 to 9 hours of sleep. On top of that, other things that you could do to improve your sleep, and this is, I'm adding a little extra onto this one piece, but 7 to 9 hours is something we can aim for, but let me give you some tips on how to make that happen, right? So trying to get into bed at the same time every single night. Really, really important for us to try to stay on that schedule. Our bodies love schedule, and the better you can do with trying to go to bed when the sun's going down and get up with the sun, the better off you're going to be. Now, again, your job may determine that that's going to be something completely different and you can't do that, which is fine. But if you have the ability to, try to aim for that. Anywhere from, you know, like depending on the season, right? 6:45 to 8 a.m. time frame is usually like when the sun is going to be coming up. So sometime in that time frame if you can. Now, if you are really bad about staying up super late and you're trying to improve that time, do it in 15-minute increments. Typically 15 minutes is something our body can handle. Trying to get into bed an hour earlier is typically not going to happen. You're going to lay in bed, you're going to toss and turn and whatnot, and it's not going to go super great. So start with 15-minute increments, implement that for a week, and then try to push another 15 minutes, right? And so on until you can get to that point of like 7 to 9 hours, right? So there is number 1. I'm going to go probably into a whole other video just talking about sleep and how we can prime our sleep environment, but not today. Again, we're going basic, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, moving more, okay? This is not for the person who's already doing cardio multiple days a week and lifting multiple days a week. This is for somebody, if you are starting out and trying to get active, start by walking 10 minutes a day, okay? And if you're already walking some, add 10 minutes to each day. Typically, if you're walking at a decent pace, like not just lollygagging along, 10 minutes is going to get you around 1,000 steps, maybe a little bit more, between 1,000 to 1,200 steps. Adding 1,000 steps to your day is great. We know people love to aim for 10K, but we also know by the research that once you get to about 7 to 8K, that's where like the health benefits actually end up leveling out, but they are increasing, like your health benefits are increasing. Essentially, your cardiovascular risk is decreasing until around 7 or 8,000 steps per day. So adding 10 minutes of walking, which is around 1,000 to 1,200 steps, maybe 1,500 if you're like booking it, to your day is a great addition to not take up a whole lot of time, but something pretty easy to add in, right? Okay, so that's number 2. Now, number 3, you need to drink water, okay? Now, I do not care if you drink coffee. I'm not telling you to stop drinking Diet Coke or regular Coke or alcohol. What I am telling you is you need to be drinking more water. So we need to be drinking water on a regular basis every single day. I usually tell my clients to aim for 80 ounces or more throughout their day. An easy way for you to start trying to figure out that target is 1, start your day with 8 to 10 ounces when you first wake up. Drink your water before you even have your cup of coffee if you drink coffee. It's an easy thing to do. And then 2, after dinner, try to add in another 8 to 10 ounces, okay? If you're not doing that now, right, we're already adding in like 16 to 20 ounces of water per day, which is huge to say over the course of a week, we've added 20 ounces every day. Now, the other thing that I a lot of times have clients do that is super easy to implement in terms of if we want to be specific in our goals, right, and something measurable, is set a water goal by noon. So if you're typically not great about drinking water, let's go ahead and set a goal by noon to get to, let's say, 50 ounces of water, which sounds like a lot, but at that point, right, if we're aiming for at least 80, you're halfway to your goal by noon, puts us in a really great position to likely hit that goal of at least 80 ounces of water. So start aiming for 75 to 80 ounces of water per day. Again, easy ways to work on that is 8 to 10 ounces in the morning to start your day when you first wake up. I bring that water bottle with me to bed so I can drink as soon as I get up in the morning, which makes it super easy. And then another 8 to 10 right after bed, or I'm sorry, right after dinner, not before bed. And that's probably why I said that. If you're a female, maybe also male, but definitely as a female, drinking water closer to bed can sometimes make you have to get up and go to the bathroom. That's not fun. So we want to not necessarily have water like right next to bed and you're chugging down to get 30 ounces down. It's not worth it, trust me. But we do want to increase our water intake over the course of the day, okay? So that is 3, okay? Now, number 4, everyone's favorite is that you need to eat vegetables. I know. Who is she talking to? Not me, right? So vegetables are part of eating healthy. It is not everyone's favorite thing to do, but if you are not someone who eats vegetables right now, I'm going to give you the tip of the decade to help you start eating vegetables. I want you to put whatever vegetables on your plate you are willing to try, and I want you to put your favorite sauce on it, your favorite seasoning on it, and whatnot, okay? I don't care if that adds another 200 calories because you covered it and smothered it in ranch. For now, if it means that we're also getting in those veggies, let's start there, okay? Even if we are aiming for not having to cover and smother it in ranch or bitchin' sauce or Chick-fil-A sauce or cheese, whatever it may be, we can still start with covering it with something to make it taste a little bit better. A lot of people don't like veggies and that's okay, but salt and pepper can do wonders. Adding some lemon can do wonders. Throwing some Cajun seasoning, again, dipping it in ranch, throwing some Parmesan cheese on top of your roasted veggies. Lots of different ways to do it, but if you are not eating veggies right now or you're not eating a lot, aim to add 1 serving of veggies to your day. Okay, again, I'm not telling you to do a ton of veggies over the course of the day. That's down the line once you get comfortable, but let's start with adding 1 serving of veggies to your day at some point, okay? 1 serving, think like a handful at least of veggies, okay? Cup your hand, portion size, that should be decent, okay? So that's number 4. You're an adult, eat your vegetables, okay? I know we're all traumatized from when we were kids, but you need to eat your vegetables. Last piece. If you are not getting protein in at every single meal, you need to start, okay? So protein is not just your meats. If you're not into meat all that much, that's fine, but meat sources are typically gonna be your good protein sources. You can do a protein shake or a protein bar. There's tons of plant-based protein options out there. Beans and lentils are really great options for that, but we need to be prioritizing protein. The reason we need to prioritize protein is because it is literally how we build muscle, okay? We cannot build muscle if we don't have the building blocks to it. And when we eat protein, we break that down into amino acids, which are then going to help us build that muscle tissue, okay? So even if you don't want to be super swole, even if you're just trying to lose some weight, protein is still super beneficial. It also promotes satiety, which is feeling full. So if you're having trouble with overindulging, making sure you prioritize protein first at your meals and getting it in at every meal can also help you stop the indulgence on the other stuff. So protein is one of those things that as a nutrition coach, I will always push, okay? If you're not getting protein in at every meal, try to aim to get a serving of protein in at every single meal to take that next step, okay? Now, if you're already getting protein in at every meal, maybe we look into actually how much we're having. Is it a 25 to 30, 35 gram range minimally? Depending on your size, your weight, those things will differ, but typically up to 1 gram per pound of body weight is helpful. Take that with a grain of salt. If you are considered very overweight or obese, we're not trying to eat that much protein. We want to look at lean mass. But in general, right, so I'm a 140 to 145 pound female. I'm going to be aiming between 130 to 140 grams of protein per day, okay? That's a lot for some people. Again, aim for it to be at those meals first, a serving at every single meal. And then we can also fill the gaps with a protein shake, protein bar, some snacks. If you like beef jerky, if you like cheese, right, those are good things you can add into that have some protein in there too, okay? So we're gonna review 5 things. 5, that's it. Simple, very effective. And if you're doing these things every single day, you are going to see an improvement in overall health, okay? That also typically translates over to body composition eventually. I'm not saying tomorrow, eventually, okay? It's a topic for another day. So our 5 things: we're going to sleep more, 7 to 9 hours a night, every single night, no matter what, as much as we can. Again, there will be stuff that's outlying that we cannot control, but that is our goal, is 7 to 9 hours every single night. Second piece, what was our second piece? What did we talk about second? Veggies, protein, sleep, water. Oh, movement. Duh, we need to move more. So increasing your steps by walking for 10 extra minutes a day. Whatever you're doing right now, let's add 10 minutes to it. You're getting somewhere between 1,000 to 1,200 more steps per day, okay? So now we've got our sleep, we've got our extra movement, 10 minutes a day. Third piece is drinking your water, right? Let's drink a little more while we're talking about it. Increasing your water intake, aiming for 40 to 50 ounces by noon, 75 to 80 ounces at least per day, every single day. Okay, that's part 3. Part 4 is your veggies. Add 1 serving of veggies to what you're currently doing, whatever that may be. At some point, about a cupped hand size serving of veggies. Add that in somewhere in your day, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, wherever you want to add that in. Let's get some green stuff in there, okay? And then last piece is to make sure we're getting protein in at every meal, okay? So, not complicated. These are simple things you can start adding in, implementing into your life, and you will start to see some benefit. You'll probably have better energy. You will not be overindulging. You'll feel better with the movement, and you'll have more energy because you're sleeping more and drinking more water. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I wanted to make it kind of just a quick, here's some things you can do today. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button at the bottom. I'm a big fan of trying to put out information that is easy to consume and actually provides education as to why you're doing it, right? I'm not just gonna tell you go do this thing and trust me because I'm fit, right? I am a coach. I've been doing this for a long time and I want you guys to get the best. So education, fun, simple and easy to consume. That's what we're all about here. So hope you guys have a wonderful day and we'll catch you next time.